I get the question all the time, David, how much paint do I need for my acrylic pour? And a while back I created a tool to do that for you so you don't have to do any of that math in your head, because I know most of you guys don't want to do the math. I can understand that. So that tool that I created is here at leftbrainedartist.com. You can either go to leftbrainedartist.com directly, and in the tools there's the calculator, or you can go to leftbrainedartist.com/calculator. Both will take you to this acrylic paint pouring calculator. And the old tool, I've kind of spiced it up a bit with a little bit of better visuals, but essentially you tell it whether you want standard or metric. Tell it you want thick, medium, or thin. Thick is going to give you a little more paint because the thick paint doesn't come off the canvas as much and it moves slower. Medium, just normal. Thin's going to give you a little less paint because you don't need as much to cover your canvas. Choose the canvas type, oval, circle, triangle, hexagon. I'm just going to stick with 10 inches by 10 inches by 0.5. That tells me I need 4.8 ounces of paint. So I've had that up for a while. It works great to tell you how much paint you need. But David, I need 5 different paints. I don't know how to mix those paints up. That's where I've added some pretty amazing things to this calculator. Now, if you hit calculate, what happens is I have a second calculator down below that when I hit calculate, it brought that 4.8 ounces back into here. And this one's going to calculate how much paint and pouring medium you need to mix in order to get the amount of paint you want. The first part is, again, ounces or grams. You have to tell it how many paints you want. If you want the same amount of paint of all the different colors, so I want 5 different colors, I want to cover a 10 by 10 by 0.5 canvas, which is 4.8 ounces of paint. And then you tell it what your pouring mix ratio is. So in this case, the first number is the ratio of paint. The second number is the ratio of pouring medium 1, and the third number is the ratio of pouring medium 2. So in this case, if I want to do, let's say I want to do 1 part paint, 2 parts pouring medium, I want the same amount of all colors. It tells me right here to do that, total I need 4.8 ounces of paint. Each color, I need 0.32 ounces of the color. I need 0.64 ounces of pouring medium 1. Mix that together, all 5 of those paints, same thing, 0.32 of each paint, 0.64 of pouring medium in that paint, and that will give me my total for 4.8 ounces of paint. I haven't made too much paint, I haven't made too little, I have what I need to cover my canvas. Now, one thing you will note is I didn't talk about water here. Generally, you add water to your pouring mediums to get them to the right consistency. And that water I consider is the slush. That is, you're always going to be making a little bit extra paint because you're adding water to this whole volume here. And so you're going to have a little extra paint left over and you're never going to be without. Now, if you have a mix that is very specific, like 1 part paint, 1 part water, you could do this also. I could do 1 part paint, 1 part water, same thing. And it changed here. So 0.48 ounces of paint, 0.48 ounces of my pouring medium, which in this case is water, and that gives my total 4.8 ounces of paint. So that's really easy. The second thing you can do is I want a different amount of each colors. So now I can come down here and say, you know what, I want it to be 1 to 3, different amount of colors, and I want 10% to be this color, 20% to, or maybe 60%, because this is going to be my base color. So that would have to be like 8%. 8%, and it's telling me down below what my percentage is, 8%. So I'm a little short, and it's just going to stay red until I get the right percentage. So 60% of one, 10% of the other colors, 0.12 ounces of paint, 0.36 ounces of pouring medium, 0.72 ounces of paint for my background or my base color, 2.16 ounces of pouring medium. I have the measurements for all of them, and when I total it all up, that gives me my 4.8 ounces of paint. Super easy for you all. The next thing I'm going to show this is 1 to 1 to 1. So this is, I have 2 pouring mediums, not just 1. 1 part paint, 1 part pouring medium number 1, 1 part pouring medium number 2. So again, if I did the exact same thing, see how it changed measurements, 0.96, 0.96, 0.96, 0.16 ounces of paint in each of these, and that'll give me my total 4.8 ounces of paint in total for this. You don't have to use it for all your paints. You could also say, you know what, I only want one paint because let's say I'm mixing a base coat and I know I need 10 ounces of my base coat. 10 ounces. And my base coat's going to be 2 parts paint, 1 part pouring medium. I just come in here, say 1 paint, 10 ounces needed, 2 parts paint, 1 part pouring medium. Same amount of every color because it's only one. Then I don't have to use the slider. 6.67 ounces paint, 3.33 ounces of pouring medium, and that gives me my 10 ounces of paint. So I hope you're not scared by the math. I've done it for you. You can use this tool any time you want. It's free. Again, leftbrainartist.com. Go to the tools menu, calculator, or leftbrainartist.com/calculator. Also, as part of this, I have not put all of the mixing ratios that we could have. If there are some other common mixing ratios that I have not put here, please let me know. Either comment on this video and let me know, or go to leftbrainartist.com/contact and send me an email. Now, if this tool was helpful to you, please like this video and subscribe for future videos that I've done, and look back at the previous videos that I've done, especially for beginning acrylic paint pour artists.